music.
Welcome in tonight. This is Timeouts and Tangents. I'm your host. I'm AP. Thank you for being here with us on this beautiful Tuesday evening. That's right. We are live coming from you straight from the heart of Uptown New Orleans. And I don't know if you guys have been following all the news around LSU and the men's basketball program and Will Wade. Like we're not gonna be here long tonight because the Tigers are getting ready to take the diamond, and definitely not gonna compete against LSU baseball in that. But we do have some things we need to discuss. Can we just go get Paul Skeens back? I think he might have another year of eligibility. Maybe he can improve his draft stock again and get drafted to a better team. Maybe we could go get Shaq back at this point. Maybe we could go get Joe Burrow back. He might be able to file an exemption, get another year of eligibility back. Maybe we could go get Jamar Chase back. He sat out a year for COVID. Look, I will always support LSU. Always support Will Wade. I'll always support whatever team we roll out on the court. But where is the line at? Like, RJ Lewis is a pro. And while he may not have played in the league, when you get assigned to a G League team and you make the option to leave college to go through the draft process, don't get drafted and then sign with an NBA team and then get sent back to the G League and then play G League games, and you're a part of two different NBA organizations, at that point, you are a pro. You're a pro. What's up, Alex? My guy Pearsley, thank you for being here. Pearsley was here early, watching the clock, making sure I start on time, which I did. Babin, thank you for being here, my guy. Appreciate it. Alex, thank you for being here. I know that you're, long hours. So thank you all for being here tonight. If you guys aren't aware, the show is sponsored and we are a proud brand ambassador of SEC 316. I'm going to put a link in the description of this YouTube channel, and I'll be sharing it out on social media as well. Use code timeouts for 20% off your order. And it's not just LSU gear either, even though this is a predominant LSU crowd. Whenever Ole Miss news pops up with LSU, we get some Ole Miss trolls in the chat. SEC 316 covers all Southeastern Conference colleges from Texas to Ole Miss, Missouri, Arkansas, whatever color scheme and state you want to rep, you can rep with SEC 316. Serving everyone through Christ. That's the mission. My guy, Chef, man. Thank you for being here, bro. I don't know where you've been, man. Been missing you, bro. Been looking for you. Thank you for tapping in. Notifications must be working tonight. Appreciate it, man. But Babin says, completely agree, might be good for LSU, but terrible for college sports. And that's my whole thing. This roster that Will Wade is assembling, like let's compartmentalize this for a moment. The roster that he's assembling is elite. It's full of grown men, long, rangy, athletic, who have played high-level basketball, literally against pros. Whether they've played minutes as pros on pro courts in the NBA or played as pros overseas. And I'll tell you, I don't have issues with pro players from overseas coming to play LSU, to play collegiate ball at LSU. That's different can of worms. But when you are talking about players who have been on NBA rosters, that's kind of where the gray area where the lines get blurred. Um, I feel like if this is the case, if this is going to be the thing, then why is it okay for guys to go through the NBA draft process up to a certain point with their name being in the portal and then still having to lose out or miss out on an opportunity to get to transfer? Why not just let them get drafted, go through training camp even, and then decide in November, like at Christmas Day, basically, because the season doesn't start until late November. Decide at Christmas Day whether or not they want to come back to college. Like that's the kind of rule bending that we're heading towards right now. I was completely against it when Alabama was doing it with Charles Bediako. I was completely against it when Amari Bailey was attempting to do it earlier in the year too. Just because it's the off season and it's LSU doesn't mean I'm going to support it. However, if they make this roster work, and if by chance they are able to get these waivers, holy hell, this is a squad. This is a squad. You went and got a commitment from a 6'6" Salo Niang, who was drafted by the Cavs in 2025, but never played, stayed overseas. So the Cavs have his rights. And if you watch his highlights, this dude is an above the rim type of player. He's a freak of nature. He gets going and he's hard to stop when he is rolling. He's long, rangy, finishes around the rim. He's absolutely, absolutely, absolutely a freak. It's it's pretty interesting how Will Wade was able to pull this off. Shout out to all the people on TikTok. Thank y'all for being here as well. To the TikTok fam. If y'all aren't following us on TikTok, please make sure y'all tap in over there as well. And also shout out to the producers behind the scene of the No. My guys over there are doing a fantastic job supporting myself, David, Zach, Go Deep Dive. They are holding us down, man. And we got to make sure we're supporting them because they're trying to give a platform to all of us within the state and who support the state of Louisiana, covering all things Louisiana, not just LSU and the Saints, and but Tulane, Southeastern, all things going on in Louisiana. Hell, even La Tech, UL, L, all things going on in Louisiana is being supported by the No. So if you're not in the know, you need to get in the know because you want to be in the know. What up, Unc? Thank you for being here tonight, man. So you get Salu Niang, who is the second commit that you got today. And he's a pro. All right. He's played internationally on the pro level across overseas, but at the same time, you're already facing some heat with the signing and commitment of RJ Lewis. Now, I want to go through this RJ Lewis thing real quick because RJ Lewis is an intriguing prospect. Um, he was a Big East Player of the Year, and he was an athletic freak. He's a guard. Like you put him on LSU's roster with Will Wade as a coach, he gonna run up numbers. He gonna run up numbers. He's gonna get you 17 a night. That's easy. So, but the thing is that it's a kid who went to UMass St. John's, dominated at St. John's, foregoed his third year, got drafted by the Jazz, got moved on from the Jazz to the Celtics, and then played in the G League. That's a heavy lift. That's a very heavy lift. To get a kid like that to leave the pros and then expect to play in college, it's going to be an uphill battle. The bigger part about it, the bigger issue about it, I ain't gonna say issue because really I don't care, is you have to embrace being the villain. And not just a sympathetic villain. You know that there are some movies and some stories where the villain will have his story laid out before you, and you develop empathy, understanding why he's a villain, and he's just misunderstood. He's actually just a vigilante, not or an anti-hero. He's not really an enemy. He just does some unethical things to go up against the standing. No, that's not LSU. You are the villain. You have the two most hated coaches in major college athletics. You have the three most hated coaches in college sports, period. When we talk major college athletics, we're talking men's basketball and football. There are no coaches hated like Will Wade and Lane Kiffin. You got them both. When we talk about college athletics, you lump in women's basketball, and there's not a coach that's hated like Kim Mulkey. You have the three most hated coaches. The three most hated coaches, all on one campus. But this is what comes with winning. And I'm also not surprised because this is the era that Will Wade was born to be in. NC State only hoped to see this version of Will Wade. I don't think they got to see this. You are not just, rechanging or reshaping sports, you're bending it to your will. It's only going to work if they tell you no. Let me rephrase that. It's only not going to work if they tell you no. That's the only way it's not going to work. So for Will Wade in the men's basketball program, push the envelope. At this point, what are you doing that's in violation of the NCAA rules? You're recruiting a player who has interest in playing in your team. Now you have to get eligibility for that player approved. So what does it look like on the other end? Does that mean that this player would be able to re-enter the draft? It's not our problem to worry about. We don't have to figure that out. Will Wade's job is to come win games at LSU. And in order to win games, you have to have the best players on the court. So Will Wade went out and found the best available players to recruit and bring to LSU. Just so happened that one of them happened to be playing after post college play. Coincidences and titles be damned. Like, to Will Wade's credit, and I'm playing devil's advocate right now, he's doing what he's paid to do. Call it unethical. You may not like it. There are some people trying to crucify him And so what? So what? This isn't just levels of being the villain. This is Thanos. This is Will Wade saying, "Oh, I see you, Nate. I see what you did during the season. I saw that. That's cute. Hold my beer." And you tried it with that guy. Now I'm gonna try it with these guys. And you still have other top talent that you're in on. You still waiting on a decision from Alan Graves. A top 20 coach said a top 20 coach said to the Field of 68 on LSU's Will Wade. And excuse my language, but I'm reading a quote. "You're being an idiot asshole for the sake of being an idiot asshole. What you're doing is fucking it up for everyone else." Once again, don't like this. But when you think about it, who is it really messing it up for? This widens the recruiting pool because now if guys go to the G League and they don't like it, they get an opportunity to come back to college. It makes college basketball on a whole better. It makes it more competitive. So, how is that making it worse for everyone else? High school basketball recruiting is very fickle to begin with. AAU kind of gets in the way of that. It's its own issue, right? It hasn't really been the same. And if you're not 6'7" or you have a 40-inch vertical, you're it's hard to judge like who's truly elite 15, 16, 17 years old, right? That's why most of the kids coming into the league now, a lot of you don't really hear of them until draft time. So who how is this messing it up for everyone else? This is I can't say bad, but is it good? It's intriguing. It makes creating content and covering the team a lot of fun because I like the fact that we may have a professional roster. I said this a while ago. Will Wade is taking a different approach and trying to have an adult roster on this campus, pushing the envelope, pushing things forward, making sure that the guys he's bringing in are older, more mature, have been on the grind, grueling against top elite level talent where they can. Not just walking in off of an AAU gym, but playing high level, high competitive basketball with money on the line. Think about that. That's an aspect of this that needs to be added in. These guys all know what it's like to play for a paycheck. You can't miss out on that. Unk says it right here in the chat. I just want to win. The only chance the Journal has in today's landscape is to build a team starting with one player is the way he's doing it. RJ Lewis should be an all SEC player if he makes it onto campus. They say he signed with the G League, but never played a game to the best of my understanding. We need experienced players to win right away. It's true. It's true. It's true. What's up, Austin? I see you, man. Thank you for being here. Yep, Wade is definitely pissing people off. And Hamp, thank you for being here, man. Every team in the country wants RJ Lewis. So what's so bad in us taking a chance to get him? That's my look, that's my whole thing, right? It's not a bad thing in taking the chance. I don't mind taking the chance, but what precedent are we setting? And if the rules are once a player makes a decision to leave college and turn professional, you have foregone your right to continue to play amateur basketball. You've become a professional. Now, your attempt to become a professional is a risk because if you cannot maintain professional status, you can't just go back to being an amateur. That's the risk that's involved. It's a gamble. So there are no clear lines drawn based around minutes, playing time, G League, NBA. And I think that may be some of the loopholes that might be trying to work towards the benefit of Will Wade and this basketball team. Goodman Hoops, Jeff Goodman spoke on Will Wade, and he said, I wish you wouldn't have come back to college basketball. That's rude, Jeff. That's rude, Jeff. Why would you wish that on Will Wade? He said, honestly, I mean that. I like Will. Can't like him too much. I've known Will since he was an assistant at Harvard back in 2007 2008. But man, you suck for college basketball. You're just making it into a mockery. Look in the mirror and understand it's not just about you. Don't try to ruin this sport. I'm sorry, but did Will Wade do something different than another coach did? Was he the first person to attempt this? Charles Bediako absolutely played. He legitimately played games for Alabama. Will Wade just has kids committing. Like, now we gotta talk about the other side of this. And this is why I say embrace the villainhood. If you support LSU, if you cover LSU, embrace it. It just is what it is. I'm not gonna be against Will Wade doing what he feels is best to get the best talent on campus. That is his job. That's what he is supposed to do. But when we look at the rules, we got to understand that there's a precedent that's being set. He didn't set the precedent, though. He wasn't the first one to do it. He just tapped in and saw what someone else actually was able to break through and do. Charles Bediako actually played basketball for Alabama. So why is everyone so bad, so mad, and making Will Wade out to be the true villain when Nate Oates is just getting a pass? I don't understand that. It's worth the shot. It's worth the shot. RJ Lewis hasn't dribbled a ball on a college court yet. Charles Bediako actually has stats logged for Alabama. Austin says maybe the NCAA shouldn't allow them to come out until their sophomore year with limited transfer portal. No returns back to college. It's the NCAA's fault, not LSU. Exactly. It's the rules. It's the rules. Like, people are just bending the rules to see as far as they can get. There is no no age limit or age restriction outside of you have to spend 1 year away from high school football. And that's playing G League, that's playing overseas, that's playing college. That's it. So, and if you think about it, while RJ Lewis wasn't a draft, he didn't get drafted. He got sent to the G League, didn't log any minutes for the NBA. He might have a path to come back because he spent the year away from high school. He still has eligibility left in college, but he might be able to come back and play in the pros. What's up, Joker? Thank you for being here, man. Look, better late than never, brother. I appreciate you for being here so much. Thank you. Hamp, I completely disagree with RJ Lewis playing again. How is it bad on LSU's part for taking player within the rules? If everyone hates it so much, then the NCAA will deny it. Exactly. I mean, it's up to the NCAA to put their foot down and make a point. Like, what's the worst that can happen? They say no. That's literally it. That's the worst that can happen. They say he can't play. Okay, cool. He can't play. Bet. They'll probably file an injunction and try to do something to make sure he can't play, and then they'll just keep battling it out in court and see what happens from there. But the season doesn't start till November. We're in May. Will Wade was doing what everyone was doing 5 years ago. The number one reason to love the general is he bleeds purple and gold. He loves LSU more than any coach we have, in my opinion, says. And yes. No harm in taking a shot on Lewis, says Hamp. If the NCAA doesn't like it, then they will deny it. I don't get the big deal. I don't either. There's no sense in it. Come for the money. Come here for the money. He didn't come here for the money because he came here because he loves LSU and wants to turn the program around and make up for the past. The general deserves to be celebrated for wanting to be here, and it has nothing to do with money. Absolutely. The general actually took a pay cut. Like he's the 14th highest paid coach in the SEC. He's doing it for the love of LSU. You have a guy that absolutely loves LSU. Plain and simple. Hamp says Lewis never played in a G League game, but Bediako did. And see that's another thing. If he never played, if he never logged a minute, that's why I'm thinking he might be able to pull this off because of that. Because of that right now. But they have to find some guardrails because the one player that's able to pull this off, Bediako was just the first one. He walked. If RJ Lewis gets through, it's because he was able to run through. And then once those floodgates open, all those back of the bench players on the NBA are going to see that these guys in college are making $5 million to go back. They coming storming back. So the NCAA is going to have to do something to change that around. Do I think Yam Madar will get eligibility? Yam Madar. Look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not good with foreign names, so please do not crucify me for mispronouncing foreign names yet. I will learn them. I will learn them when we need to. Yam Madar, I think, will get eligibility because he never signed a contract. So that's a good question. My guy Eric on Facebook, your mama. Yeah, we can just call Yam your mama. So your mama Madar, he's a 6'3" guard who played in Tel Aviv. He's 26 years old. He was drafted by the Celtics in the second round in 2020 in COVID. They still have his NBA rights, but he never signed. He's under contract next season. And if his contract next season has an estimated 1.9 buyout clause, that would allow him to play for LSU if he's eligible. And the reason why he has a fighting chance to get his eligibility out of all the players, I think he has the best shot, is because an exemption for fighting and serving in the military. Because everybody who's from Israel has to fight in the military. They have to serve in the military, and he had to forego his playing career to go serve in the military, which delayed things and potentially took an option of him going to play college off the table for him. So that's the route that they're going to try to go for Yam Madar, your mama, as my guy Eric St. Pierre affectionately calls Yam Madar. But of all the players that they've gotten commits from today, Yam Madar, RJ Lewis, Salu Niang, it is RJ Lewis that is going to be are going to be the hardest ones to deal with. RJ Lewis is going to be the hardest one to deal with right now. Niang is official. I gotta look into Bryce Desert. I'll look into that right now for you, Hamp. Let me pull that up right now. I had the roster of commits up from today, and I pulled that up. I moved off from it. So Bryce Desert is currently official. So as of this moment, there's nothing saying that he is not official. So these are the commits that you have right now: Yam Madar, RJ Lewis, Bryce Desert, Marcio Santos, Mo Diabatu, Austin Nunez, Abdi Bashir, Devon Ugakachu. Hold on, Pearsley with an elite chat. Popeyes just mistakenly gave me free chicken. Which Popeyes did you go to? I need to spin the block. So did they just hand you the bag and you just pull off? Is that what happened? That chicken was flying the coop, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Eric says, I haven't been tuning in. I've been working out of town on a project and been having to get up at 5 a.m. early bedtime lately, but I'll be back. I know. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate it, brother. Look, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on YouTube, you can definitely catch them all up there. If you're waking up at 5 a.m., let us be a wake up. Let us be a wake up. They're all there, bro. I appreciate it. Tiger Joker says, bless you. I thought you sneezed by announcing some of them. Exactly. That's what it felt like. It felt like I was coming out the flu. Eric says, yeah, who's drunk worming the counter? Right. Legitimately. Like, I need to know. Ham says, I think we can use a true starting point guard. Madar feels that if he gets eligibility. I think Madar is going to be that true starting point guard. If RJ Lewis comes in, I see it as RJ Lewis being a scoring guard, being a two, working more off the ball. Yam Madar being your facilitator. And now with Salu Niang, like your wings are gonna be great. Oh my God. I can't wait to see this team. If this team gets cleared, if the eligibility comes through, this team is going to be fantastic. Yeah, Eric says, I like you got you. You spelt that better than what they spell it. Like his name, it got a lot of vowels in it. It's crazy. Piercy says the girl at the drive-thru just handed me the bag and closed the window. Oh, she gave it to you and said, get out. You still haven't told us which one you went to. I need to go spin the block, Piercy. Like, what are we doing? If they're giving away free 2-piece dark with a side of dirty rice and a biscuit, I only got the honey pack and the biscuit, I'm good. I'm elite. I'm golden. Like, let's roll. Let's rock. So all of this coming through, it leads me all to say this, right? And like I said, I'm not going to be alone tonight. I know LSU is getting ready to take the diamond. LSU has a bright future ahead. I said it like that on purpose too. LSU has a bright future ahead. Men's basketball is going to be fine. Sam Levitt is surging to be the leader of this football team. And Jay Johnson's Jay Johnson. The last thing you want is Jay Johnson to have a head start on the transfer portal with what we have going on. This is going to be elite. You still haven't said the location. I don't have thousands of people viewing us right now. She's not going to hear this. We ain't going to get her fired. Just let me know where it was. Like, come on. Leave it in the comments. Speaking of comments, please like the video wherever you're watching, whether it be Twitch, TikTok, X, share, repost, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We got you covered. Please like it. Please like it. Please like it. Rustin. That doesn't mean no good. You were trying to spare me. You were. So to all my people up north, up in North Louisiana, go ahead and hit that Popeyes out in Ruston. You know, you might be just as lucky as my guy Pearsley. Like, you just made me smile for the rest of the week. 8:55 first pitch for our Fighting Tigers. And Eric says she definitely wanted you to go back and see her and give her a personal thank you. So Pearsley, follow my guy Eric's advice. Make sure you go back and you tell her thank you personally. And make sure she gets that honey pack. Just saying. Just saying. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Oh, you did say I'm in Ruston earlier. My bad. My guy Hamp in the chat says, what is your projected lineup as of right now, including Luis and Madar? So the thing about the front court is I want to see what the rest of the lineup is going to be, because a guy like Alan Graves potentially coming in can make a difference on this roster too. You're talking about RJ Lewis, who's 6'3", Yan Madar, who's 6'3", Salou Niang, who's 6'6", Mo Diabate, who's 6'7", Abdi Bashir, and Devon Ugatu, who's 6'7", 6'8". I really don't know what the front is going to look like. Mo Diabatu is a defensive front court player. Devon Ugatu can score. He likes to score. He doesn't play defense at all. And Tom Izzo has said that personally about him. So I want to see the rest of the roster fill out before I start projecting what the lineup is going to be. What up? All right, Eric. Thank you for being in, man. Like I said, just check us out when you get up. Whenever you get up, get your rest, bro. Please take it easy. Don't work too hard. And what? All right, we're about to wrap this up. Justin just broke some news. I gotta get ready. I gotta hit the road. I gotta go to Houma. So I'm about to be late night driving while watching this game. And you know, Schmidt is no longer starting. Schmidt is no longer starting tonight. William Schmidt was slated to be the starter, and now it's Grant Fontenot. No reason why. I'm gonna call and text some people to see if I can possibly find out what may have happened. We'll see. Yeah, so thank you guys all for being here. Tomorrow night, show at 8:30. Got to push it back 30 minutes. We got a special guest. Jono Barnes is coming on tomorrow night. We're going to do some Saints talk. We're going to talk about New Orleans, Louisiana, content creating, all of that good stuff. And then Thursday night, we got our guy Zach Nagy tapping in to give us some insight on recruiting. So rest of the week's going to be lit. We're going to close this week out real strong. Sorry for the short stream. Might pop back up here since I'm going to be up late. Just kind of like, depending on what time I'm getting back. Yes, Mr. This more than a game. Yes. And it's funny because, Pearsley, I need to send you the graphic because that's literally the graphic. You know what? I can share it right here. I'll share it right here. Hold on. Let me pull it up real quick. Bam. There it is. Mr. Jono, More Than a Game Barnes, tomorrow night at 8:30. So you guys get to see it first here live. We'll be here tomorrow night. Me and Jono tapping in. Cannot wait for that. It's definitely going to be fun. Other than that, guys, y'all make sure y'all are subscribed, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're keeping up with us. Got a lot of great things working in the background, man. And I want to keep bringing you guys great, consistent content. So gonna be tapping in with y'all as much as I possibly can. To all the people over on TikTok, thank y'all for joining in the chat. Thank y'all for being a part of the show. Thank you guys for all the engagement. Look, if you want to see a difference in this world, please, by all means, be the difference that you want to see. Be the difference that you want to see. The only way that you can do that is by being kind. Be kind. It's free. It costs you nothing to be kind. So be kind. God's love is free. Yes, the Lord loves you. The best way to show that love is by being kind. Hold the door open for someone. The channel on YouTube is Timeouts and Tangents, my guy. Thank you for being here, Jamal. I appreciate it. Timeouts and Tangents. Just type that in the search bar. It pops right up. As a matter of fact, I will shoot you a link in the Twitter chat as soon as I can pull it back up. Because Twitter chat be acting weird sometimes. There you go. That's the link right there for you, Jamal. I appreciate you for joining in, man. Thank you so much, brother, for your support. So be kind, y'all. Just be kind, y'all. Hold the door open for someone. Smile. Say thank you. Say good morning. Say good evening. Other than that, I love y'all. Y'all have been nothing but amazing. Thank you so much for the support, and we will be back tomorrow, 8:30. Me and Jono. Love y'all. We out.